Okay, now this is row 15. So now let's go to row 16. I'm going to do one more row of decrease. I'm going to do decrease, followed by single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3. You should have 4 sets of this. One, 2, 3, and after this you're going to do single crochet all around until you come to the length that you want. And here I'm gonna add a little bit of hair, make it look more cute. Maybe somewhere here and here. I'll just pull this in. I'll leave this tail here. Should be around here. You can make it wider if you want, or you can just have a little bit of hair like this. Then you can do maybe I should do it longer, maybe from here to here. Just pull it over first, and you make the hair comes up. It will stay right up like this. I think I would make one more row, which means here, you see this row here, I am going to pull it to the front. And bring it over here. The same stretch, but 1 stitch above. And before you tie a knot, just make sure the hair comes up here. There, it has a patch of hair here. Make sure this is nicely done. Once you're satisfied with this, and just tie a knot at the back. I think it looks kind of pretty cute. Because this once it flop, you mess it up like this, you won't see the line. Actually, it's 2 different rows. And once you mess it up like this, you won't see. So if you can, bring up more of this fur, make it look like hair. Then go to the back and tie a knot. And as when we crochet, we're gonna add stuffing to plump up the head. This is the head. I'm gonna make a long neck here. I'm gonna sew it to the body. Then maybe I'll make it long and make it curl. So it's up to you. Maybe this is just enough for you. You can just hang this on your back. But I want it to be a snake. So I'm gonna tie this, and here you just do single crochet all around until you come to the length that you want. Then maybe we will do 1 or 2 more decrease to kind of like make it slowly slim down. This few rows is the last decrease, the decrease with 3 single crochet. It has 16 stitches. So I'm not gonna count how many number of stitches, how many rows. I'm just gonna make until I can bend the head like this, and I have enough body to curl around. Okay, so I'll just continue until I come to the length that is suitable, and then I'll do more decrease. But in the meantime, I'm gonna add some stuffing because inside here it's hollow at the moment. Let me just add some stuffing before it's too long and kind of difficult to stuff. So now we want to plump up the head part here. As the body here, maybe the neck here, this part I'm not gonna add stuffing because I want it to bend this way to make it look like it's looking this way. The head is up. Then I do not need to use wire to make the head stands up because it's a snake anyway. I want it to kind of like stand up majestically like this. Oh yeah, here kind of bend in because I was holding it just now. So you just fill it up, plump it up nicely. Make sure this part is plump up nicely and it looks like a snake. Does it look like a snake to you? It looks kind of cute to me. Maybe because I don't have a long body yet. And I like this yarn because you see it does look like a snake, and I do not need to change color to have this effect. I just continue to crochet and crochet. Okay, so now you just continue, but make sure as when you go along you just plump it up. Make sure this is plump enough to make it look like a snake head. This part here I do not need to add a lot of stuffing because I need to bend it. So I'll come back to you once I have this part about this length. I just want to show you I'm stuffing the head in case you forget and you get carried away and you get this long and it's kind of difficult to stuff the head. So now once I plump it up, then I'll continue. Okay, so far I've come to this length. You can either leave it like this, a very long snake, which I do not want because not many people want to do a snake like that, right? Unless you plan to like lay it on your sofa or something. So I stuff up the head here, so I'm gonna make a few stitches here, right here, before I add stuffing. So this part here is empty. I'm gonna add stuffing here just right behind the hair here, this hair. Make a few stitches here so that when I continue to crochet, the head stays this way. So hopefully when this is long enough, it will curl up, but the head stays this way instead of like this. Because when the body curl and the body curl, the head has to go somewhere. So if you just lie it like this, I won't think it's nice. Oh, I think this pattern is so nice, right? See, it looks so like a snake. So I'm going to make a stitch here, just a few stitch here. Let me just put my hook here, roughly here. I'm gonna leave the tail here because I want to tie a knot later on. And let me see, oh, maybe here. Like this. Make a few stitch here. This is the tail. Make a few stitch here, like go into the body here. This is optional if you do not want to do this. And then you just make it go through the head. Make another stitch here. And go back to the head. Like this. It's not obvious, you can't see the stitch because it's of the same color. So if you want, you can make a few more stitches and just leave it like this. Isn't that cute? Oh, I never imagined that I would make a snake one day. Not really fond of reptile. But since it's the year of the snake, I plan to do all the 12 animals one by one. 1 year, one animal. So next year happens to be a snake year. Rabbit year it's easy. Dragon year it's easy. I think the worst is, I'm not sure, maybe it's snake. Okay, just pull tight. There's no stopping here. Yeah, so the neck will stay like this. So here you continue to build, you continue to add stuffing. After a distance, add stuffing. After a distance, add stuffing. So that you don't add when it's too long and you can't add. Okay, this looks cute to me. Maybe I can curl it up to make it into a container where you can put your cup or your pencil or even your hook. Yeah, you can place all the hook inside. Okay, I shall continue and come back and show you how the end result will look like. Okay, I made to the length that I want. It's about this length, I'm not sure how long. You do not need to follow exactly. So my purpose is that I want to curl it like this, and this one curl on top, and this one kind of hold the head. So the snake looks like this and the head is here dangling. So it's just nice for 2 rounds. I'm not sure what happened here. Maybe the color for each ball of yarn is different. The length of green and the length of brown. It's all the same stitch, the number of stitch, but this turns out to be like this. Well, they still look like a snake. I'll think of ways on how to hide this part here. And when I crochet, once I reach here, I will add stuffing. I reach here, I add stuffing, but I do not add too much stuffing. I'll just add enough so that it won't go so thin like this, you see. But it's not fully filled up so that I can easily twist it, turn it. So don't stuff too much. And then once it's like this, I just move it around so that each part here would have a bit of stuffing, but not too much, not to the extent that I can't turn it around. So I'm gonna cut the yarn here because I want to use a independent yarn to stitch, because I want to stitch from here on. I'll just cut this yarn. I do not need to leave oh yes, maybe I should stitch it up, because when I curl it, you won't be able to see the tail. I do not want a tail. So this part here, I would just stitch it up together, or should I say crochet it shut, like this. I have stuffing here, just enough. Oops. Then I'm going to cut the yarn and bring this yarn inside and move it about. So that the tail hides inside. Remember, we made one stitch here, so the head will always face this side instead of going straight. So now here I make sure you can bend. I'm gonna turn it this way, and this one is going to go up, and turn it this way so that the neck has something to fall on. Oh, this one appears here, but this side looks nice. It does look like a snake. I can't do much with this, so okay, I'm going to hide this tail inside here, and this space here you can use to put your pen or your hook. You can put just about anything, or even, I mean, if you make it bigger, you can even put a pot of plant, you know, like this. Oh wow, look at that, isn't that lovely? I'll try and make the head comes up nicely. So this is how it's gonna look like. So let me see. So which means I have to make a stitch. Where should I make the first stitch? I think I'll make one stitch here. I will sew this tail to this body and this body on top of it like this, so that it looks as if the snake is curled up. Curl up nicely, and you can't see the tail because I didn't create a tail. I have to do this off screen, off camera, because it's kind of difficult to hold it down nicely. You keep opening up. So I hope you get what I mean. Well, you can share your version of the snake, and if you want, you can even make one stitch here so that the head will always go backward. Okay. So I'm going to use an independent yarn, the same yarn. I'm going to curl it, make sure it turns nicely. This one goes on top like this, and this one goes down. Hopefully it will not block the head, so the head will stay upwards like this. Worst come to worst, you can make one stitch here to hold it back. My main aim is so that there's some space here for you to put things. Yeah, I'll come back to you once I have this nicely fastened. All you have to do is just make a few stitches here and there, unless you want to use glue. But I think I prefer to stitch. Let me just show you how I sew. This one, I just follow back the stitch. If it goes this way, you don't go the opposite way because it will show. So I make one stitch here all the way to the bottom here, all the way to the bottom. Oops. And then from here you make one more stitch here all the way to the top here, and you put through the whole thing like this. So you see it's kind of secure, it won't bounce off, and you can't see any stitches. It really does look like the snake curl up on its own. You can shape it around so that it can sit properly. Plumb this up, then you have a hole here for you to put stuffs. Let me make a few more stitches here just in case. I normally would bring my needle up to the spot where there are 3 colors, so that when the thread or the yarn comes up, if this is lighter color, I will go to the lighter side. If it's darker color, I go to the darker side. So from here, you make another stitch, go all the way from the tail to the other side. Oops, sorry. Like this. So once you think it is quite secure, you can actually shape it around. So depend, if you think the head, you do not like the head to be like this, you can make one stitch here. You can make one stitch here. Should I make one stitch here so that it's always this way? Yeah, maybe I should. Okay, now from here, let me go all the way up here. Do not pull too tight because this will show. Yes, maybe pull it back a bit. If you want to pull it back, let me bring my hook needle to the other side. You want to bring it back, you just make one tiny stitch here. And pull. and it goes to the back. Once you pull, it still will spring off. You pull and you make another stitch into that same spot. Now this time it will be very secure. Then you make another stitch from here all the way to the other side. And the stitch won't show. So now the snake, the head really stands up nicely like this. Oh, I think it's so cute. Actually, I'm not a fan of reptile, but this is just so cute. Make a few more stitches here and there. And I'm gonna hide the yarn. Let me get a comfortable spot to hide the yarn. You know, maybe I just cut it off because it's just too long. Cut it and make sure it goes inside, hide nicely. So thank you for watching. Hope you like this pattern. Do subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you in my next post. There'll be more surprises to come. See ya!